Hi, I'm Awakens, and today I'm going to share with you part one of a two-part series on tips and tricks for places that Black women can and should go to meet good white men. Before we jump into this video, I just want to openly acknowledge that the tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you can be applicable to meeting eligible bachelors of all races. However, I personally have more experience with dating outside of my race and in particular dating white men, and therefore my content is usually catered more so to bwwm relationships just because that's what I have the most personal experience with. And although I personally support and fully condone Black women dating outside of their race, I want to make it very, very clear that I do not view interracial dating as superior to same race dating. There are beautiful, beautiful inside and out eligible men among all races. And when searching for a long-term partner, your main priority should be to find someone who energizes and nurtures your mind, body, and soul, regardless of their race. So if you are someone who is open to online dating, then my very first tip would be if and only if it is affordable and sustainable for you, I would recommend subscribing to or purchasing premium memberships that online dating apps provide. Generally speaking, I have found that men who are willing to pay for the premium memberships are usually on a different search for love than the men who just have the base level, entry level profiles or accounts. Those who are willing to invest their hard-earned money into a premium membership, a premium dating profile, are much more likely to be looking for a more serious and committed and long-term relationship, in contrast to those who do not purchase these premium memberships, who may be looking for something a bit more casual, more non-committal. Also, if a man is paying for a premium membership, not in all cases, but in many cases, that means that he has the financial security and stability necessary to spend a little extra cash on an item that is much more so a luxury than a necessity. And financial security is such an attractive and desirable component in any adult committed relationship. I would also add that if you can't afford a premium membership, at least for a couple of months, then I would just recommend that you review your own financial standing. Now, let's be clear. I am by no means saying that you have to be wealthy or at your financial peak to be worthy and to be deserving of love. What I am saying is that as adults, we have to be realistic, and unfortunately, the truth of the matter is that in the world that we live in right now, financial standing and financial stability is really such an important element to, again, an adult committed relationship. It can be a deal breaker. In fact, many marriages end because of financial instability. So if you are not financially comfortable, and notice that I say comfortable, I don't say rich, I don't say wealthy, but if you are not financially comfortable, then I think you should really take the time to reflect and just review and ask yourself, are you truly in a place in your life where you can bring your best self to a relationship and to just where you can support a committed relationship? Second tip for meeting single eligible white bachelors is to go out into the great outdoors. Many people of all races, all genders, all creeds enjoy spending time in nature. However, from my personal experience, especially in the areas in which I have lived, I have just found that many white men really find joy in getting out and getting into nature. And the great outdoors is a really fun place to meet a potential partner for a myriad of reasons, but one of the things that comes to mind for me is that a man who, generally speaking, spends a significant amount of time outside usually is very active and healthy and fit. And, again, in an adult relationship, health and wellness is so important. And we love a healthy man around these parts. And another thing that I have found is that men who enjoy spending a lot of time out in nature are generally more adventurous and have a much more open mind. And these are such invaluable traits in a man when it comes to being in an interracial relationship. You are going to want someone who is fun loving and who likes to chase a thrill, but also is able to sit in uncomfortable moments and to persevere through those uncomfortable moments. And although I do not want you to approach the wilderness with a sense of fear, I do want you to be careful when going out into unknown locations, especially in the forest, or if you're taking like a hike up some type of mountain trail or something along those lines. Just be very careful, be mindful, make sure that you let family and friends know when you go to these places. If you could potentially have some sort of tracking device on you, that is really awesome. You just want to make sure that your whereabouts can be traced at any given point in time so that you can ensure yourself the maximum amount of safety. And if you don't feel really that safe with going out into the open, into the wilderness by yourself, then maybe bring a friend or two with you, but make sure that you don't turn it into like a huge girls trip unless that's what you want to do. But if you're going out there to mix and mingle and, find your wilderness man, then you want to make sure that you keep your group outing small and intimate so that, you can be the star and you can be the standout and get that man's attention, his undivided attention. And for my third and final tip, this place is somewhere that I feel like people discount or would just intuitively think would not be a great place to meet a potential partner, but I want you to hear me out. The airport is truly a really good place to meet men. And, I want to say this should be organic. Like, this should be when you are actually traveling, unless maybe you live in a really big city where your airport offers like really nice dining options or some type of entertainment options so that you can be there for a very natural and organic reason and you're not just at the airport to be hanging out at the airport. But the reason that I say that the airport makes for a great place to find single eligible men is because I have had that experience. I have met throughout my different flights. I've been able to talk to and meet men that there is no way I would have ever come across them had we not met in our travels. And I know it seems like, well, they're leaving, so what's the point? But the point is the exposure that you get. And we live in a world where it's not that hard to keep in touch with someone and to build a long distance relationship. And if they're on this flight, I'm sure they can take another flight to go and see you if things get more serious. And another thing that's so great about travel and its potential for meeting a partner, especially when it comes to flights, is that you can really have a very intimate experience with getting to know someone. If you are someone like me who you can never afford like a direct flight, or if you can, they're just not available, then you end up with these long layovers. And in those layovers, you can really take the time to get to know someone and have a really nice conversation. And then who knows, they may even end up being your seatmate. That has happened to me before, where my seatmate for the entire flight was someone that I was kind of attracted to and they were attracted to me, and we were able to build a friendship that didn't turn into anything, but it could have. It very well could have. So don't sleep on the airport. You can sleep on the plane, but don't sleep on the airport. And my final tip is really such a no-brainer, but I just want to mention this, that ladies, it's really important that we put our best selves forward when looking for a potential partner, and that we are open and eager and optimistic, but also a little bit more flirtatious than maybe we would naturally be. I think that to tell you to always look your absolute best, to always be dressed to the nines every time that you step outside your home, I think that's a bit unrealistic. Sometimes life forces us to leave the house when we are not looking our best, and that is okay. But I would encourage you to make the most of each opportunity that you can put yourself together in the way that best presents yourself, and to smile, to be wide-eyed, and to really just be present in the moment with those around you, especially when it comes to attracting white men who may or may not think that you would be interested in them in the first place. A warm, friendly smile can really disarm them and make them much more eager and willing to come your way. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching part 1 of today's video. I hope to see you again in the next video. And until next time, stay safe, be well, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.